If you have ever wanted to create profitable Facebook ads that's actually engaging, that delivers value, that actually converts, then in this tutorial here, I'm going to walk you through the entire steps of what does it take from beginning, from the ad creation to the targeting, and what it is that you need to be doing in order to create that campaign that truly converts. Hey, this is Peng Joon here, and today I'm going to be going into my ad account and I'm going to be showing you exactly my entire thought process of what it is that we do after literally spending millions of dollars on ads, what worked, what doesn't work, and what it is that you need to be doing if you want to create one that ultimately is profitable. So when you go to your ads manager, how this works is that you're going to first connect your Facebook ads account with your profile. So all you got to do is go to business.facebook.com and connect that with your Facebook profile. And when you have done that, I've already done that, and that's why I'm on this page right now. That's how you'll be able to land on this page. So all I'm going to do once you have that created, and that's where the step we're on right now, is you are going to create a new campaign. Now, if you take a look at my campaign, you'll notice that the first thing that they're going to ask you is for an objective. Now, there are a lot of different objectives here, but the gold standard is to start off with conversions. Now, what does that mean? It means that right now, you're not really interested in brand awareness. That's like McDonald's or Coca-Cola, where you've got millions of dollars to spend, but you probably, if you're like me, you have bills to pay at the end of each month and you need to convert, then that's not for you. Same thing with engagements and video views and all of that. Those will be different ways to scale, but for now, let's just use conversions. And once we have conversions in place, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to name this campaign. Now, when it comes to naming this campaign, this piece here is crucial because once you have a lot of different campaigns, that's when it can be really confusing. So like you take a look at my account over here, we've got a lot of different campaigns. If you notice the naming convention, it seems to kind of follow this one method so that as we start to scale, as you create more campaigns, as you want to continue split testing, you want to be able to make sure that what it is that you are doing and tracking, it doesn't confuse you and it doesn't drive you nuts. Okay, so all I'm going to do is, let me just kind of move my picture to the top right hand side because it's blocking a button over here. Okay, so over here, all I'm going to do is on the top right hand side, I'm going to click on create again, and I'm going to click on conversions. And what we're going to do is we are going to name this campaign so that it follows this specific structure. Now, what is this structure? The way you want to do it is you want to notice the date. Okay, so notice how I have the date and then I have the funnel name. And after I have the funnel name, I would mention what audience type I am targeting, right? So sometimes this could be people living maybe in a specific country. Okay, so this would be like, for example, country name. In most cases, if you're just starting out, I would even name the audience type. So this would be like cold audience, warm audiences. Warm audiences are people who already know who I am, or maybe they are of a specific interest. So this is where I want to be able to name that audience. And you'll notice that that's how all of my conventions look like, right? Naming conventions. It's date, funnel name, and then what the audience is that I'm targeting. So sometimes it could be targeting a worldwide audience, sometimes it could be targeting just US, sometimes just EU, sometimes it's based on my interest base. So this gives me an idea, right? I've got V4, this is what makes sense to me. So at the very least, you want to be able to have a good naming convention so that when you start really scaling and when it's profitable and when you're increasing your ad spend, you know exactly what's going on, all these campaigns in here, right? So going back over here, once I have named the naming convention, okay, so once that is done, okay, so notice what I just did. I just typed in the date, right? An arbitrary date where I'm sending people to. So this could be the name of your store, the name of your funnel, the name of your website, okay, the country that I'm targeting, and then audience. So maybe this could be targeting people who are into personal development. This is maybe targeting cold audience. This could be Tony Robbins, right? This could be targeting people like Kylie Jenner. So this is the campaign. This gives me a bird's eye view if I want to refer to it in future to see what's happening. So all I'm going to do then is once that campaign is set up, you're going to notice that it is where I'm going to leave everything, right? The campaign objective, this is what we set up earlier, conversions, okay? Right now it says campaign budget optimization. So what does this mean? It means that the campaign, how much you're going to spend is going to be based on your campaign. So you have your campaign, and then you have got your ad sets under a campaign, and then your ads. So what this means is, let's say you have 10 ad sets under this campaign, okay? What Facebook is going to do is they're going to optimize based on giving priority to which ad set they feel is converting best for you, okay? So let's say you have 10 different ad sets and 9 isn't performing that well and 1 is performing really well. So what does this mean? Rather than spending $10 across 10 different ad sets, Facebook is just going to spend all $100 on that one winning ad set that is proven to be a winner over time. Okay, so this is all it means. That's what campaign budget optimization means. So let's say if it's $100 a day, all I'm going to do is I'm going to click on next. Everything else I'll leave as default. So once that's done, so for ad set name, same thing. I'm going to follow my same naming convention. I'm going to change that over here. And for the pixel, if you have watched my other videos, I'm not going to cover that over here. But if you want to see how pixel is installed, be sure to binge watch my other videos. In the related videos, I'll talk about more resources on how you can do this as well. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to select the fixed pixel that I have already installed, and I'm going to select the checkout event. So what is conversion? The conversion is somebody who have, let's say, checked out, right? So once that is done, I want to focus purely based on like ads and the creation of this creative rather than the pixel and the conversions. Again, we have other resources. If you want to be able to watch videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot of other videos that goes deep into exactly setting up the pixel and conversion. But I want to keep this video focused to creating ads and how do you do it profitably. Okay, so all you're going to do is you are going to select pixel and conversion event. And then after that, what's going to happen is you're going to select, well, who do you want to target, right? So one good way to begin thinking about what type of creative, what type of choice of images, who to target, what to say, is this next resource over here, which is Facebook's ad library. Now, all you got to do is go to facebook.com/ads/library. That's a link, right? facebook.com/ads/library. And what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to type in, first of all, by default, they would usually put your country. You can select all, so it's worldwide. And what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to see all of the ads any page is running. So any organization, any person that is running, any active ads that they might have. So for example, this is a company that sells green powder and supplements that I know does very well. They generate tens of millions of dollars every single year selling supplements. So I know that if I wanted to sell supplements or green powder, I want to begin with the end in mind. Rather than trying to figure out from scratch, right? I want to think about like having a GPS to guide me on the benchmark of somebody that's already doing it well. Not so that I can copy, but rather to give me an indication that this person is probably doing this thing well, right? So because I know that Organifi is doing very well selling green powder, if I was selling green powder, what I would do is I would type in Organifi, and I want to be able to see all of the ads that they are running, right? So I can see this ad started here in 16 August, 18 August. So what does this tell me? As I'm scrolling over here, here's what this tells me, right? If I see an ad that is running since like 2019, right? This ad has been running for 2 years, right? Running. What does it tell you? What do you think it means? Well, chances are, wouldn't you agree that it's probably an ad that's making them money, right? Because if this ad wasn't making them money, they wouldn't be leaving this on while it's still active 2 years later, right? So this tells me, I'm not looking for the new ads. I'm taking a look at what type of ads that is aged over time that is still active. Because that tells me that is that angle. What am I looking at? I am looking at their messaging, their languaging, their image, their choice of colors, the context, right? So it could be utilization of emojis. It could be the camera angles. It could be what's being shown on the image, in the video, what it is that they say, right? So take a look at this, right? So same thing here. It's like ads launched in 2018. So like these videos over here, this is 3 years old. So again, it tells me that chances are, right, this video here is probably a video that's doing well. So not that I want to copy, but it would be pretty dumb try to begin from scratch, trying to figure out what works in your market without taking a look at people, competitors that's crushing it right now, doing what it is that you will do in your marketplace, right? When you can begin with the end in mind. Okay, so once you have started seeing this, okay, what does this tell you? It tells you, okay, this is probably the benefits, this is probably a pattern interrupt, right? The choice of image, like take a look at this, right? So this shows like, well, this is inactive now, so maybe there's a reason why they're not doing it, right? And you can say here, you know, this ad ran without this disclaimer, so and that's why you can see, right? It literally says here, right? This ad has been taken down. Right? So you'll know that maybe it was converting, but probably that's why it's not active anymore. Right? So because of that, this gives you a good indication. And once you have that indication of what's proven to work, okay, it could be makeup, it could be public speaking, it could be skincare, right? Whatever it might be. Take a look at somebody that's already doing it well, it's crushing it, so that you're not this person that's lost in the woods, but you have this tracker, this GPS, this roadmap to set as a benchmark of what actually works. Okay, so once you've done that, what are you going to do? That's when you are going to start taking a look at, well, who do you want to target? Okay, so this is where, depending on how you name the campaign, so sometimes I like to split up my countries. So the main ones would be like US, UK, Australia, and then worldwide. Sometimes it would be Singapore, Asia countries, right? Sometimes it's worldwide. So depending on what you put in your campaign, you're going to choose the location over here. The age, right? So the better you can narrow down that age group, the more qualified your audience is going to be. You want to know, like, so if it's just makeup, probably I wouldn't select all, you know, men and women. It's probably just women, right? Depending on the market and the nature of the market that you're in, right? Same thing for age over here. You want to know and think about a rough gauge of where you think your ideal audience age is. So for me, like 18 to 21, I'll usually leave that out because purchasing power might not be that great. On top of that, they might not have credit cards. And it depends on the offer, right? So depending on the market that you're in. So then what I'm going to do is placements. Now this is huge, okay? So after spending millions of dollars in ads, by default, Facebook will usually have this as automatic because they want to extract and have you spend as much money as possible. But if you're starting out, what I would do is I would take out audience network as well as Messenger. I would just start off by leaving it so that it's only Facebook and Instagram, especially if, like for this example here, this is all about like supplements, right? And green powder. So anything to do with fitness, weight loss, right? Instagram is great for that. So I'll leave Facebook and Instagram off. Everything else, right? So other than the Facebook feed and the Instagram feed, I'm going to take off Marketplace, the video feeds, the right column, Explore, Shop, Messenger. So Facebook stories and Instagram, I can leave that on. But like InStream, all of these could be great placements to scale, but not as a starting point. If you're just getting started, all these will drain your budget pretty quickly. Now, eventually, you can start off having different campaigns to see if these placements will be profitable. But I always want to start off with the low-hanging fruit. And the low-hanging fruit is usually just Facebook and Instagram. Okay? So once you've done that, you click on next. Now, this is where I'm going to connect my page. I might connect my Instagram, right? So Facebook and Instagram now in order to run the ads on these two pages. Okay, the next thing, and this is a relatively new feature that's been out for about 2 years-ish. Okay, and this would be the dynamic creatives. In fact, no, maybe it's been 3 years now. Time passes pretty quickly. Anyway, so basically what this means is your ad creatives now, what you can do is you can create different permutations of images as well as your ad text, and Facebook will determine which combination would work best for you. Okay, so let me give you an example. Okay, so let's say I am selling supplements, and the supplement that I'm selling happens to be green powder. Okay, now I'm not asking you to copy, but I'm saying that if you know that this is a great benchmark, come up with your own version of this for your own product, right? So what does this sell on? It sells on, you know, mental clarity, focus, better sleep, right? Improve mood, reduce cravings with the emojis in here. So this would be like the copy, right? So what you can do now is this will be like the description. So over here, what you'll be able to do is you can have a description, but notice that you can have many different versions of this description, right? So you can add another option, right? And if let's say you created your different version of this, again, you might have heard of a saying, you know, well, it's a saying that's utilized a lot in the online marketing community. It's modeling, right? Or funnel hacking, right? This, except that you're not hacking a funnel, you are hacking ads, right? And this is not about copying, but rather seeing what works. So edit it, change it so that it makes sense for you, your personality, your brand, right? But all I'm doing here is I'm showing you examples of how you can have different permutations for the description, up to 3 of them, okay? Same thing for headlines. So right now, as I look at this ad, notice that it says here, 5 ads use this creative and text, right? So I can see ad details, and I can see that this, like over here, is, take a look at this, right? So it says like pumpkin spice gold is back, 100% organic, vegan, gluten, soy free, right? So if let's say that's my product, right? I could have a similar thing, right? I could be, you know, organic, right? Gluten free, right? Tastes amazing. Okay, so all I'm doing now is I could have different primary texts. So all I'm doing is I am creating different permutations of this, of my primary text, of my headline. Okay, once that's done, what's going to happen is same thing for like call to action, right? It could be like shop now, it could get quote, it could be learn more, right? So this is where what you're doing is just going to put a quick placeholder over here. Okay, so all I'm doing is I'm telling Facebook to create these dynamic ads. So this is where I could also, in terms of my ad creative, upload 5 different images in here. So if let's say I had 5 different images, what's going to happen is Facebook is going to find all of different combinations for the 5 images, to the combinations to the different headlines and primary text and the different descriptions that I put in here, right? So when I do that, Facebook is going to decide which combination is best, right? So you can dump all of your different images, all of your different headlines and primary text in here, and allow Facebook to see which combination is best. Once that's done, all you're gonna do is you're just gonna press publish. And that is how you would create this ad from scratch, beginning with the end in mind, not trying to guess, but utilizing a winner in the industry as the benchmark, not to copy, but to improve upon what's already proven to work. Does that make sense? So once that's done, what else do you need? What else that needs to happen is you want to have tracking in place, you want to have pixels in place, and I have a lot of these related videos. If you truly want to get good at this, here's a couple of things you need to do. Number 1, right below this video, comment Facebook ads, one of the things that we are doing, and let me know what is your biggest takeaway from this video. You'll know that first of all, we give away prizes to the first person who comments, so be sure to subscribe and switch on the notification bell so that you'll be able to win prizes that ranges from $100 all the way to tickets to our live events. So be sure to comment below your biggest takeaway. I'll be selecting a few random winners as well. Subscribe to the channel, and if you truly want to get good at Facebook ads, be sure to binge watch this entire playlist. It's going to appear in front of you right now in about 5 seconds. Here we go.